You're obviously a big part of England's World Cup win in 2003. What did it mean to the guys to actually bring the World Cup back to their home ground as well, paraded after a game here?
It was sort of mixed emotions, really. It was lovely when we, to see people's faces and see what it meant to them, particularly having won down in Australia when you're quite far removed from it. We didn't know how many people had watched it. I remember we landed at Heathrow Airport and being blown away by the fact that at 5 in the morning there were 14,000 people or whatever who had turned up to watch us, because when you're that far away from home you don't get an indication of what it meant. But from a Leicester perspective, it was obviously great to celebrate it, and I think the club put on a couple of events as well to celebrate it. But yeah, I think that a lot of the boys wanted not to be the big international players that just won a World Cup and get back into the day-to-day of winning for Leicester again.
You talked about the emotions of playing here. Are there any games that particularly stand out, the big occasion games that stand out?
Every game here was special, and the league was almost your bread and butter. But I think the games that probably really stand out are the European quarters, because that's when there's no second chance. It's knockout rugby, and you really felt you had an advantage by playing here. And yeah, we had some big teams come here. So yeah, I think those are the ones that the atmosphere is always great here, but when it's knockout rugby, there's just that extra crackle and just that feeling of.
And do you sense that in this room as well before those kind of games?
I think you sense it everywhere. I mean, it's probably from within that you notice it more because you're slightly more nervous. But yeah, I think you do. But again, just having that crutch almost of we're at home and we know that this is a fortress and a team's going to have to do something very special to beat us. That was why it was so special.
What does the ground look like when you come out in your commentary position these days?
Oh look, it's a very impressive stadium. I obviously got to run out in front of the big stand, the big main stand, and I was so glad that I had that opportunity to, because it was a phenomenal atmosphere. That wall of noise is twice as big, and yeah, it's a cracking ground. I think it looks fantastic. The facilities, Leicester should be leading the way, both in terms of performance, which obviously hasn't quite gone to plan this year, but don't write anyone off, because still teams don't want to come to Welford Road despite sort of some of the losses here this year, and if Leicester are in the hunt at the end of the season, those extra bodies in the stadium come the business end of the season are going to make all the difference.